Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the super complex world of fiber optic networks, but we're going to do it with a really cool analogy, a competitive rowing team. I know, it sounds a little strange, but stick with me, because you're about to see how it's the perfect way to understand how a business can win its race.
Really think about it for a second. Have you ever seen a competitive rowing crew out on the water? The thing that just blows you away is the harmony, right? It's this almost silent, perfect understanding. You've got 8 incredibly powerful athletes, and their oars hit the water at the exact same instant, moving like one single fluid machine. You got it. It is an absolute masterclass in perfect coordination. It's not really about any single rower's individual strength. Any one of them rowing by themselves is just a person in a boat. But when they are all perfectly in sync, whoa, they generate this exponential power just slicing through the water with a speed that looks almost effortless. That right there, that's the power of synchronicity. But what happens when that beautiful synchronicity breaks down? What if just one single rower is out of rhythm, even by a split second? Well, the entire system, the whole boat, feels it instantly. A boat's performance is a perfect mirror for a business. One uncoordinated stroke, and you get drag, you get chaos, and that is exactly what happens when teams inside a fiber optics company, the technicians, customer service, marketing, are all working from different information. Each department ends up pulling in a slightly different direction, and the whole company starts to zigzag. It loses speed. So how do you fix a boat that's zigzagging all over the place? Well, you look to the coxswain. That's the one person in the boat whose entire job is to create harmony and direction. They're the guide. They set the tempo, and they make absolutely sure that every single rower pulls in perfect unison. And in the world of managing fiber networks, that coxswain, that guide, has a name. Zonedge. Think of it as a central platform. It's the one single source of truth that acts just like that coxswain, giving every single person on the team the exact info they need right when they need it. It makes sure everyone is rowing to the exact same beat.
All right, so now let's actually put this coxswain in the boat. Let's meet the individual members of our crew and see just how much having synchronized information completely transforms how they perform. First up, our technicians. In our rowing crew, these folks are the lead rowers. They're the ones right at the front, setting the pace for everyone else. Their work out in the field literally dictates the speed of every single installation and repair. And that has a huge impact on customer happiness and project timelines.
Oh man, we've all heard this before, haven't we? The technician is on site, ready to work, but they're basically flying blind. They have to stop everything, get on the phone, and call back to the office just to get basic information. It's a total waste of time, the customer's just sitting there waiting, and the entire operation just grinds to a halt. But with Zonedge, it is a completely different story. The technician sees all the data in real time, right there on their tablet or phone. No more phone calls, they can act instantly. And the result? Well, jobs get done way faster, and the whole boat just picks up speed.
Okay, next up in the boat, customer service. These are the folks in the engine room, the middle rowers. They provide that raw power that drives sales and keeps the entire operation moving forward.
Without synchronized info, your customer service team is just guessing. They're putting customers on hold, frantically searching for answers, and all the while that customer is getting more and more impatient. And you know who absolutely loves that? Your competition. They're just sitting there ready to snatch that sale away. Now, with a synchronized view, the whole conversation changes. Just look at this. Agents can give an instant answer. That's the biggest slice of the pie right there. And that lets them immediately offer the right options and boom, close the sale right on the spot. And you see that tiny little sliver over there? That's the competitor winning. When your team is in sync, that slice pretty much vanishes.
Now for the marketing team. I want you to think of them as the rowers in the back of the boat. They help steer and plan the course. Their job isn't just about pulling hard. It's about looking ahead, anticipating the turns, and making sure the team's effort is targeted for maximum impact. This is a massive shift from being reactive to being proactive. You can see here, the before state is just getting buried in static Excel files and old PDF maps. The after, though, is all about surgical precision. With live data, they can see real-time penetration rates.
That means they can target specific neighborhoods and focus their budget exactly where it's going to have the biggest impact.
And what about the managers? Well, they're like the coach, standing on the dock. They need to see the big picture, the whole race, so they can make those critical strategic calls.
So instead of waiting around for some weekly report that's already out of date, they get a live view. On a dashboard, just like this one, a manager sees instantly that the North Suburbs project is a huge success, 92% penetration rate. But they can also see right now that the West End build is on hold at only 35%. This isn't old news. This is an actionable insight that lets them jump on that problem today, not next week.
So when you bring it all together, when every single oar is hitting the water at the exact same time, the result is pure momentum. Projects get done faster, customers are way happier, costs go down, and the team gets energized by winning. They are finally, truly rowing in the same direction.
Ultimately, this is what it all comes down to. In any race, there is a massive difference between just showing up and participating and actually winning. And that difference, every single time, is coordination.
This chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? Look at that first bar. That's your team when it's all disconnected, performing at maybe half its potential. The second bar? That's your team's potential when it's fully synchronized. Now look at that third bar. That's your synchronized competitor. The key insight here is that a coordinated team will consistently beat a more talented but disconnected one. Synchronization is the competitive advantage.
This quote just says it all. It's so simple but so powerful. A crew that rows together arrives together. And you know, in today's crazy competitive telecom world, arriving together means arriving first. So, the last question is really one for you to think about. Is your team just a collection of individuals doing their own thing? Or are you a single, synchronized crew? Are you just participating in the race, or are you actually ready to win it?